Okay, folks, Happy McDaniel's bucket tester. This thing is a bucket, a float, a pipe, a dial indicator, a turkey baster, a cup, and this bracket. So the turkey baster and cup are just for adding and removing water to get the water at the same level as the pool, so you don't have to wait for it to go through the little teensy tiny hole close to the bottom of the bucket. Okay? So this is the bracket, all right? And all I do with the bracket is where my hand is here, that would be the cool deck, the deck. And then there's a couple of holes on the bucket that bolt the bucket right to this thing with those wing nuts. So these holes, where are they? A couple of holes right there. I don't know if you can see them, but they're there. And you can bolt it to it. I got some butyl tape to cover the holes with, so in a little while we can do a little demonstration about how sensitive this thing is. So I will do that in a little while. But the other thing about the bucket is I've got a flange bolted to the bottom of it. A 3/4 inch flange with a 3/4 inch by 1/2 inch brass reducer bushing in there. So that's all that is. So I screw the pipe into the flange. And then I would set it on the deck and fill it up and get it real close to where the water level is even on the outside and the inside. And you have to of course, have this on there to do that. But I don't have a swimming pool, so we're doing it this way. And the next thing, after you get it on the deck and the water pretty close to level, is put the float in there. And all this float is a piece of styrofoam with a tin can lid in it that's indented for this thing right here on the dial indicator. Okay, so you just drop it on the water like this, and then the next thing you would do is put the dial indicator on there and tighten up the wing nut so you push in the dial indicator so it's about 500 thousandths of an inch, about right there. Okay, so this dial indicator moves about 1 inch, but it shows 1/1000th of an inch in every increment. So if you lose 1/1000th of an inch of water in the bucket, you can see it with this thing. So in use, you can really, after you get this thing set up and watch the water fall out of the pool, you can actually, if the pool's not losing water, you can watch it evaporate with this thing. I mean, about 2 to 3 thousandths inch every 15 minutes is evaporation rate around here in Phoenix. Okay, so that's about it. That's all the parts of this tester. It's very sensitive, and I'll fill it up with. I'll cover the holes and fill it up with some water, and kind of use my eyedropper to kind of show you how sensitive this thing is.